earlier you were talking to one of my lovely fellow students who had a beautiful rainbow top, and I love that. And you said...
Allow her to finish, please.
You said you need to be responsible for your own orgasms. Yes? Okay, with that being said, why is it that a lot of the times people with uteruses have to carry all the responsibility that comes with getting pregnant?
You mean women?
I think there are people... I didn't want to get into this topic.
You already did. I mean, can you be a man with a uterus?
Yes. I didn't want to have the gender discussion with you.
This is what they teach here, guys. I'm telling you.
I didn't want to have the gender versus sex discussion.
Well,
I wanted to have a discussion
yourself.
about
That's
abortion.
Fine. Okay, what is your contention?
Okay, so basically, why is it that people with uteruses have to carry all the responsibilities that come with having a pregnancy? Because this is true, but he just said you have to be responsible for your own orgasms.
The law is very clear that if the father abandons, they own child support. So that's actually not clear.
Okay,
it's
but a
actually
lot
not
of the time
case.
it's like, you know, there's like one-night stands. There's the cases of like
Then
you just
stop
get
having
knocked up.
one-night stands. Like, you don't have to have sex. It's not like a thing you need to do.
You said you had sex, and now you have to live with the consequences.
Yes.
So both people should have to live with the consequences.
Yes, and here I am with this radical idea that all of humanity embraced for like 2,000 years, which the best way to live is to get married and then have sex.
But
I know
that
it's
is
against
not the reality of our society at this time, and we all know this.
Well, exactly. But what is there anything stopping you from doing that?
No.
Self-control is a virtue that every kid should re-embrace.
Still happens outside of marriages.
Yes.
And you were saying that because you have to be responsible for your own orgasms, does that not mean that a male or the person who contributes the sperm, okay, a biological male
contributes the sperm? So we're no longer. No, see, she said male, but then she said now we're just sperm donors. That's what we are now.
I'm just saying.
Do you see how like the trans thing, just like you never know what to say. It's just so comical, but yeah.
So, the person who is a biological male and contributes to that pregnancy, they don't have to live with those responsibilities just because they are not married. But that's not fair.
Yeah, that's nature.
But that's not fair, and you just said that you should be responsible for your own orgasms.
Okay, yeah, a lot in life is not fair. Women have to menstruate. I don't. Not fair. Okay? Also, there's things that men have to go through that women don't have to go through.
That males should have to contribute just as much to a female's pregnancy if she is going to carry said thing.
Fair. Let me hold you to that standard then. Time out. Therefore, if a woman is going to have an abortion, is it 50% the man's decision?
If we hold males to this responsibility, I believe that they should, at least be able to, have a say. But that is my personal opinion.
Or 20%?
In the end, it is a female's body, and they have the right to decide what they do with their body.
Double standard.
But to just to play that out, if the baby is a baby girl in there, doesn't that baby girl also have a right to decide to her own body?
We're still they can't even make decisions yet.
Exactly. So then isn't it best not to terminate them because they can't make decisions?
You're still not answering my question. How are we supposed to hold the person? Because you just said that pregnancy comes from two people, does it not? And you're supposed to be responsible for your own orgasm.
Yes, I know
correct?
how reproduction works. If your contention is that men should be held more accountable for impregnating women, yeah, of course, the law already reflects a lot of that. The law is way, way, way in the woman's favor. A lot of times it should be.
But a lot of the times in one-night stands, that's just simply not the case.
Oh, okay, so what is the contention then? Then we must make it easier for one-night stands?
I'm trying to say I don't think it's fair that you are going out of your way to say that it's not okay that the person who has to carry that child...
Okay, but just understand how silly what you're saying. You're using the word fair, fair, fair. The utmost unfair thing is to...
You don't have to deal with the stigma.
No,
you don't have to deal with the bills.
Let me finish what I'm saying. Let me finish what I'm saying. The most unfair thing imaginable is eliminating a life from being able to live and flourish. That's the most unfair thing. Murder is the most unfair thing. At all. Definitionally, that's unfair. You eliminate a life from being able to flourish. That's unfair.
As a person with a uterus, if I did get pregnant, I would not want to carry said pregnancy.
As a person with a prostate?
And I don't have sex, and that's not anybody's business, but...
But let me just, again, I don't want to ask about people's personal lives. I'm not that interested in that.
I'm saying if I'm put in an unfortunate situation, and a lot of the times there's like, there's like borderline kind of like rape, sexual assault, like cases that does happen.
Less than half of 1% of all abortions are in that category. If I have two ultrasounds, I have an ultrasound here of a baby conceived in rape, an ultrasound of a baby from a loving marriage. Which one is which? Which one is which?
Wait. You would
Make the baby live, yes.
You would make someone carry their rapist's child.
Yes.
Do you know how insane that is?
Oh, you know what it's like? How insane? It's like, you know what? I would make it so I can't murder my cameraman. You know how insane that is?
That wasn't even a pregnancy that they consented to. That isn't even something they consented to in the first place, and you would make them carry that? It's not even like...
Human rights are not dependent on the method of conception.
To their body.
Human rights are not...
Human rights. They have to carry that child, and they were violated in the first place. Do you know how insane that is?
And then you're going to do a third wrong because of two evils. When does that always morally defensible?
What if you don't want the child? And like...
Just because you don't want a human being doesn't mean you get to murder that human being.
But your argument was based on don't have sex. You can't control if you are raped.
Again,
you can't control that, and you know that.
99.9% of the time, that is the case. Less than half of 1% of the time, it's still a question of human rights and human dignity, of which that human being deserves rights. Let me ask you a question. Somebody in this audience was conceived in rape. Do you know who?
No.
Because they're just as much a human being as we are.
That wasn't the argument I was making.
Because everybody deserves the right to life, regardless of how horrific or evil your method of conception is. I'm not justifying rape. I think rapists should go to jail for the rest of their life, maybe get the death penalty, and get castration.
But you still think that their victims should have to carry the child that they did not want.
I don't believe in giving the death penalty to an unborn baby because of what the rapist did. That in no way is morally defensible to say we should end a human life.
I don't know how it's morally defensible that you think it's okay.
Because life is special and beautiful regardless.
But you're taking away the person's right who has their body violated in the first place to make a decision about what they want to do from there.
Again,
that's two crimes on one.
Do you agree that murder is wrong?
I do, yes.
Okay, then we should stop murdering unborn babies.
I think it should be up to the person who has to carry the child.
Okay, again, that's not morally defensible in any category. Can I murder my 3-month-old because it's out of the womb?
No.
What makes it different than if it's out of the womb or in the womb? How is it more or less a human being?
That's still not the argument I'm trying to make.
No, it is. It absolutely is. The standard must apply equally to all human agency and action. We are talking about morals.
Right, so but you just said that they deserve the right to have their choice, right? Like that child deserves the right to be able to live.
Yes.
But you're also taking away the mother's choice.
Oh, no, yeah, you do not have the right to kill another person.
Right, but you're taking the mother's choice about what she wants to do with her life.
You never had that choice. You never had a right to kill another human being. That's what I'm saying. Fundamentally, the pro-life argument is at the core, you do not have the right to take another human life.
So you're like radically pro-life, as in like no matter who,
because I
even
believe,
in cases of incest, in cases of...
Yes. All human life is special, made in the image of God, and we are called here to protect all life, regardless of the method of conception.
But you're not protecting the person who has to carry that child. That's a double standard.
But she still lives. She lives after birth.
What quality of life?
Okay,
it's not even her fault that she got pregnant.
Just to be clear, that is eugenics.
Now you have to have her entire life changed because of something she didn't even choose in the first place.
That moral standard is eugenics. If you say that you should be able to eliminate other human beings because it makes your life difficult, we could just kill millions of poor kids because a lot of moms are saying my life is difficult because of them. It is not a moral standard that can be applied to any other dimension. Thank you for your time. I have to get to another question. Thank you.
Okay, so I love this. I love the debate, you understand, because Charlie is being 100% sincere. All life matters. It does not matter how the baby got there. The most important thing is the life of that baby, because the baby was not part of whatever happened. Whichever way the baby came, if it's maybe rape, consensual, or whatever, it is not the baby's choice. So don't make the baby pay for the mistake of, let's say, the father who took advantage of the mother, or the mother that don't want the child. It's not the baby's business. You see, all life matters. If we are all allowed to do this, then I've seen people that give birth to their child, and the child are, what's it called? The child need hope all through their life. They don't hurt those children. At least the ones I've seen, they let that child live the course of their life, because every child is a blessing. So for you to wake up one morning and feel like, I don't like the way it happened, and I'm not financially stable to bear a child, then I feel it's wrong for us to do. You understand? The law is there to help the woman. You understand? If you get pregnant for a man, and DNA proves that the man is responsible for that pregnancy, the man is supposed to take care of that child. The man is supposed to take care of that child with you. That is why child support is there. And if a woman feels like she's not ready or she's not mentally okay to take care of the child, the law is there, or the system is there to take the child from you and train that child, because the main thing or the important thing is for the well-being of the child, not for the parents or whatever. It's for that child, because the child had no business coming to this world. We decide to perform the act. You understand? When I say we, I don't mean if it's true rape, the father did something, you understand, that led to the child, even if the mother did not agree. So it is still not the fault of the child. That is what Charlie is saying. Charlie is saying, regardless of how the child got here, it is still our choice. So anyway, let me know what you think in the comment section. If it's your first time visiting the channel, click on the subscribe button. Thanks for watching and remain blessed.